Are you looking for the best 2-in-1 laptops? In this video, we will look at some of the top 5 best 2-in-1 laptops on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Microsoft Surface Pro, Copilot Plus PC, 11th edition, 2024. Detachable laptops aren't as common as their convertible cousins, and the best of the few out there is Microsoft Surface Pro, 6 out of 10, Wired review. However, it's a complicated recommendation because, while it does some things very well, it has some unfortunate downsides that will kneecap it for many people. If you love the design though, you might be willing to overlook its shortcomings. The positives: the OLED display is downright amazing, battery life is awesome thanks to the new AI-infused Qualcomm Snapdragon X CPU, and Microsoft's new Flex keyboard feels great. The negatives: this thing is expensive if you want all of the bells and whistles, and the ARM CPU means you'll run into compatibility issues that may leave some of your apps chugging or not working altogether. The good news is app compatibility is likely to get better over time, but there's no escaping the price as long as Microsoft insists on selling the tablet and keyboard separately. Specs we recommend: Snapdragon X Elite, 16GB RAM, 512GB SSD. Number 2. Lenovo Flex 5i Chromebook Plus. If you want to dip more into the budget range, we're big fans of the Lenovo Flex 5i Chromebook Plus, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends. While it usually goes for $500, you'll frequently find it on sale for under $400. That's excellent value if all you need is solid performance, a web browser, and the occasional Android app. The Intel Core i3 CPU in the Flex 5i is powerful enough to handle the lightweight Chrome OS with 20 tabs open at a time, and its 14-inch screen is pretty good for such a budget laptop. Battery life is just okay at a little over 7 hours in our testing, but you should be able to eke out a pretty solid workday in most situations. There's also the matter of the rather small 128GB of storage, but you can open that up with the included microSD card slot. Specs we recommend: Intel Core i3-1315U, 8GB RAM, 128GB SSD. Number 3. Lenovo Chromebook Duo 5. The best convertible laptop we've tested in the budget range is the Lenovo Chromebook Duo 5, 2021, a Chrome OS 2-in-1 tablet. This is a great device for media consumption, thanks to its gorgeous OLED display. It's sharp, bright, and colorful, and like all OLEDs, it displays deep, inky blacks, giving you an amazing dark room viewing experience. Like Microsoft's popular Surface Pro tablets, you can detach the keyboard to make it easier to hold and pop it back on when you need to type something out. The battery lasts around 8 hours of video playback or 10 hours of light use, and it charges over USB-C, so you don't have to deal with a proprietary charger. Unfortunately, while the speakers get reasonably loud, they don't have much bass and sound unnatural, so you're better off using headphones if you want the best audio experience. Wireless headphones, to be exact, because this device doesn't have a 3.5mm headphone jack and doesn't come with a USB-C audio adapter. The keyboard comes with the device, so you don't have to spend extra. However, it feels rather uncomfortable to type on because the keys require a fair amount of force to actuate, and the layout feels cramped. Another downside is the touchpad. It's small and sometimes unresponsive to inputs. Number 4. HP Spectre X364, 2024. The best 2-in-1 laptop we've tested is the HP Spectre X364, 2024. This convertible laptop is compact and lightweight, and it feels remarkably well built, sporting a full aluminum chassis. It has a sharp 120Hz OLED display, a spacious keyboard, and an easy-to-use haptic touchpad. The display supports pen input, although depending on the region you purchase the laptop, you may or may not get a stylus included. You get a decent port selection, including 1 USB-A and 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4s. Its Intel Core Ultra CPUs perform well and can easily handle general productivity tasks and more demanding workloads like photo editing and programming. The battery lasts around 11 hours of light use, so you can make it easily through the day on a single charge. You can get the laptop directly from HP if you have trouble finding it elsewhere. If you prefer a tablet with a detachable keyboard form factor, check out the Microsoft Surface Pro 11th edition, 2024. This type of 2-in-1 is better if you mainly use the device as a tablet, as you can detach the keyboard to make the device easier to hold and pop it back on when you need to type something out. This 2024 model has several upgrades, including a 1440p webcam, Wi-Fi 7, and a new Flex keyboard that you can use even when detached from the device, giving you more flexibility to position the tablet to your liking. The keyboard is still a separate purchase though, and it isn't exactly cheap, so make sure to factor it into the total cost. Unlike the HP, this device runs on an ARM-based Snapdragon processor. Performance is great, but since most Windows programs don't run natively on ARM, you must ensure that the apps you use are compatible or can run well enough through emulation. Number 5. Lenovo Yoga 7 in 114, 2024. If you want something a bit more affordable than the HP Spectre X364 2024, check out the Lenovo Yoga 7 in 114, 2024. Like the Spectre above, it's also a tube-in-one with a 360-degree hinge that allows you to flip the screen around. However, because it's a more budget-friendly model, there are a few compromises you should know about, which we'll get into shortly. Let's get the configurations out of the way first. This is an AMD system available with a Ryzen 5 8640HS or Ryzen 7 8840HS CPU, paired with up to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage. These Ryzen processors perform well and can handle the same type of workloads as the Spectre's Intel CPUs. You get a great keyboard, a responsive, albeit non-haptic touchpad, and a wide port selection with 2 USB-CS and an HDMI port. The main compromise is the display. You can get the laptop with an IPS or an OLED panel. We recommend the latter, as it gets brighter to combat glare. The IPS panel is only suitable for dark to moderately lit rooms. That said, even the higher-end OLED panel is limited to an FHD Plus resolution and 60 Hz refresh rate, which is a noticeable step down from the HP's 2.8K 120 Hz panel. The 1080p webcam is also a downgrade, but still pretty decent. Its battery life is good at around 10 hours of light use on a model with an IPS panel, so you can expect a slightly shorter battery life if you get the more power-hungry OLED panel.